The African continent is one of the world's most mesmerizing destinations. There are so many diverse adventures to be had on this amazing continent, home to more than 50 different countries, that it's hard to narrow them down for a best places list, but we have tried here. So let's explore the top 10 best places to visit in Africa. Number 10. Cape Town, South Africa. One of the most beloved destinations on the continent, Cape Town sits at the southern tip of South Africa, near where the Atlantic Ocean and Indian Ocean meet at the Cape of Good Hope. It is a culturally rich and visually stunning city that is very easy to fall in love with on a first visit. Table Mountain rises from the center of the city, while the striking 12 Apostle Rock formations beyond provide the backdrop for gorgeous white sand beaches, like Clifton and Camps Bay, along its Atlantic Ocean coastline. There is so much to see and do in Cape Town. There are active adventures, like hiking to the top of Lion's Head to watch the sunrise, and important historic explorations, like taking a somber trip to Robben Island, where Nelson Mandela was a political prisoner for 27 years before the apartheid regime fell. The city is also home to a plethora of museums, galleries, local boutiques, and world-class restaurants and hotels. Number 9. Zanzibar, Tanzania. A visit to Zanzibar feels like stepping into another world, one where time stands still, and the only city, Stone Town, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The island in the Indian Ocean just off the coast of Tanzania is a place where Arab dhows, fishing boats, still ply the picture-perfect turquoise sea, and you can get lost in the beauty of Stone Town, wandering its narrow alleys past old mosques, vibrant bazaars, and ryads with intricately carved doorways. Away from the hustle of the city, really it feels like a small town. The rest of the island is filled with gorgeous beaches where days are spent lazing on white sand or snorkeling and diving in the colorful coral reefs surrounding the island. These are still teeming with life and home to more than 500 marine species. Nungwi, at the northern tip of the island, is a favorite beach destination. There are a number of hotels and guest houses here, including the Z Hotel Zanzibar. The chic beachfront boutique hotel is set in a beautiful tropical garden, and all rooms come with floor-to-ceiling glass doors opening onto sea-facing balconies. Number 8. Pyramids of Giza, Egypt. Watching the sunrise or set over the Pyramids of Giza in Egypt from the back of a camel is an experience you'll never forget. The pyramids and the Great Sphinx date back to the 26th century BCE and are Egypt's most iconic attractions. The Pyramids of Giza are easy to access from Egypt's capital and largest city, Cairo, which is equally fascinating to visit. Set on the banks of the Nile River, Cairo is a chaotic and buzzy place that appears to never slow down, even in the dead of night. Here, ancient history meets a modern metropolis and there is much to see and do, with a visit to the Egyptian Museum at the top of most lists. Book one of the higher floor rooms at the Fairmont Nile City for sweeping views of the river and the Pyramids of Giza in the distance. This luxe hotel also has a rooftop swimming pool and restaurant with more mesmerizing vistas, and a spa for post-flight pampering. Number 7. Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe and Zambia. Visit Victoria Falls during the rainy seasons, when the water volume is high, and you'll understand why locals call this impressive waterfall, the smoke that thunders. The sound of water rushing over rock before dropping into a pool some 300+ feet below sounds like the roll of thunder, and the mist that spews back up resembles thick smoke. It is an impressive sight. Protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Victoria Falls is on the mighty Zambezi River and creates the border between Zimbabwe and Zambia. The waterfall is not only impressive for its dramatic drop but also for its length, which creates a 1.7-kilometer-long curtain of water as it drops. For the best views of the falls in full, you'll want to explore the Zimbabwe side, where you can follow a walking trail. Expect to get drenched when the water volume is high, to various viewpoints. On the Zambia side, you can get very close to the falls themselves and, if you're brave enough, even take a dip in Devil's Pool, which literally sits at the top of the falls before they tumble down. Number 6. Marrakech, Morocco. Beautiful Marrakech in Morocco makes for the perfect introduction to this fascinating North African country that can actually be accessed via an overnight ferry from southern Spain. Marrakech is located in western Morocco and is the country's fourth largest city and home. The walled Medina here dates back to the Berber Empire. Spend a day wandering its maze-like streets filled with souks, marketplaces, selling everything from spices to jewelry to brightly colored traditional clothing and slippers. With a Moorish minaret that is part of the city skyline, Koutoubia Mosque is one of the top attractions in Marrakech, dating back to the 12th century. For a different perspective of this vibrant, chaotic, and very lovable city, book a hot air balloon ride for early morning. You'll watch the sun set the rooftops ablaze as you float above Marrakech. Number 5. Rwanda. Trekking to see endangered mountain gorillas in their natural habitat is on the bucket list for many animal lovers, and Rwanda Virunga Mountains are home to more than half of the remaining wild population on the planet. Volcanoes National Park is where the treks to see these majestic primates take place. You cannot just go on your own, but must join a guided trip that requires a permit. Rwanda is one of Africa's smallest countries, and its capital city of Kigali is heralded for being one of Africa's cleanest. Number 4. Sossusvlei, Namibia. Located in southwest Africa, Namibia is a one-of-a-kind destination that is often overlooked when planning trips to the continent. It shouldn't be. The country is chock full of adventures and landscapes you won't find anywhere else on the continent, including the Namib Desert and Sossusvlei. Part of Namib National Park, Sossusvlei is a giant, flat salt pan surrounded by a sea of red and orange sand that has been sculpted into an otherworldly landscape of towering dunes and desolate valleys sprinkled with petrified dead trees. It is especially spectacular at first light, when the rising sun brings the dunes into focus and makes them glow. Other major attractions in Namibia include the Skeleton Coast, named for the skeletons of wrecked ships that crashed along the misty Atlantic coastline here, and Etosha National Park, one of Africa's best game reserves. Number 3. Sahara in Tunisia. Facing towards Europe's Mediterranean coastline, Tunisia is Africa's most northerly country. It is a gorgeous, sun-soaked destination, where European and Arab influences blend together. Home to a beautiful stretch of beaches on the Mediterranean Sea, Tunisia is a popular vacation destination for Europeans seeking some winter sun. The island Jerba is a perfect spot to indulge. Afterwards venture into the Sahara Desert for more mesmerizing scenery. The desert covers much of Tunisia's interior, but its most stunning section is known as the Grand Erg Oriental. Here, you'll find a rolling sea of orange sand juxtaposed against a bright blue sky. Sightsee via dune buggy, on foot, or from the back of a camel. The town of Duz serves as the adventure hub for this area, and from here you can book the above-mentioned excursions. Number 2. Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. With an elevation of 19,341 feet, Tanzania's Mount Kilimanjaro, Kili, for short, is Africa's highest mountain and also holds the world record for the highest single freestanding mountain. It isn't part of a range. Rising from the plains of the Serengeti, it is a dormant volcano and creates a stunning backdrop for wildlife safaris in the region. Most people visit Kili to climb to its summit. It is especially popular because the trek involves no rock climbing expertise or mountaineering equipment. You also won't face the extreme weather challenges of climbing other continents' highest peaks, like Mount Everest. You will need to be in good shape and adjusted to the altitude. The trek to the top takes a minimum of 6 days, and you will need to go on a guided excursion. Number 1. Kruger National Park, South Africa. South Africa's Kruger National Park is one of Africa's oldest conservation areas and a top safari destination on the continent. The vast park, which actually extends into Mozambique to the east, is home to South Africa's most diverse wildlife population. It is also surrounded by private reserves, like Sabi Sands Game Reserve, that animals can cross into and out of at will for an even more upscale safari experience. Kruger is also a safari destination within reach for many different budgets. As a national park, visitors can actually explore Kruger on self-drive safaris and then camp or stay in national park lodges. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you like this video, hit the like button, also subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you never miss an update.